In UNESCO Open Science recommendations, there are 4 key elements that determine the success of open science, called Open Science Pillars. One of them is the existence of open dialogue with other knowledge systems. The purpose of this pillar are to promote the inclusion of traditional knowledge in open science, to enhance the integration of various types of knowledge, acknowledge the rights of traditional knowledge holders in the decisions on custodianship, ownership, and administration of the traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge refers to understanding, skills, and philosophies developed by societies with long histories of interaction with their natural surroundings. One of the core values of open science is diversity and inclusiveness, and traditional knowledge producers and keepers play crucial roles on open science policies development. Traditional knowledge and modern science must be integrated where possible because it has proven to be beneficial in, for example, natural resource management, environmental governance, alternative medicine, and biodiversity protection. In fact, IPCC, the International Panel on Climate Change, calls for the inclusion of indigenous and traditional knowledge systems in international reports, highlighting its importance in science, policy, and global politics. However, the scientific validation of traditional knowledge is required in modern society, making its inclusion in open science even more prevalent. Moreover, particularly in Asia, there are more than 2,000 civilizations and languages spoken, and the majority of the world's indigenous people live here. The extinction of traditional languages results in loss of the knowledge when they are not documented, and the benefits of this knowledge will never be accessible again. Therefore, efforts have been made to document the traditional knowledge, but they are still very limited, and more work should be put in documenting it. These are some of the databases and registers of traditional knowledge in various countries that have benefited both the indigenous people and the scientific sectors, such as those in Canada, Venezuela, India, Panama, and Peru. In Malaysia, the National Heritage Department has declared some traditional medicine practices, cupping, village midwifery, and ulit mayang as Malaysia's national heritage and ensure that these knowledges are preserved for future generations. There are, however, some challenges to incorporate traditional knowledge in open science. For example, the use of limited dominant languages of the West, especially English, has created another layer of barriers for inclusion of the traditional knowledge. 2. To receive recognition from the communities, both scientific and non-scientific, that there are other ways of producing knowledge is not easy. 3. Intellectual property. Indigenous people and local communities are wary of theft of intellectual property by for-profit companies and misappropriation of traditional knowledge and genetic resources. 4. Diversity. The boards of publicly funded journals are not well represented by women, indigenous scholars, and scholars from the global south. Language practices are also not diverse enough. There are also other issues such as infrastructure and resources in documenting and making it available for open science. Finally, the low level of awareness on the importance of indigenous knowledge contribution to scientific knowledge has made the inclusion of traditional knowledge in open science movement extremely limited. As the way forward, we recommend that diversity and inclusiveness, which are the core values of open science, to be incorporated in every aspect of open science implementation. These will ensure that traditional knowledges are protected and the benefits are shared with all.